Good evening, everyone, and thank you to those on the Zoom call for your patience. We were working through a little technical thing here, but we got it straight, so we appreciate your patience. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. I think we have a really good program for you tonight. First of all, I want to congratulate I believe it was 10 different people who won awards at the South Carolina State Fair this year. That's great. And if you want to see the names of who won and what they had in the fair, it's all on the website, so you can go and enjoy it at your own speed and go back to it if you want to see it again. So they all look really good though on the page. Thank you to all of those who brought the delicious food tonight. We appreciate that. And I want to take a moment just to remind you, we do that with volunteers, and there's a volunteer sign-up page in by the food, and I think we're going to move it over here for the end of the meeting. So please feel free to sign out and help us out. One of the upcoming things is the library show. Wanted to remind you of that. All the dates are online. Please, if you're interested in participating, we'd love to have you do that. The library counts on us putting on a good show there. And so it's important that we participate as much as we can. If you have questions, you can talk to Kathy Schwam. And also all that information is on the website for you to look at and read about and see what the requirements are. I want to remind you to sign up for public gallery rotations. I think everyone knows what that is. For those who are new members or who are visiting this time, we have a number of public locations, libraries, the Chapin Town Hall, Place in Prosperity, lots of different businesses around the community that you can rotate your art through there. We have a program where it's rotated. You have to sign up every year for it. So if you haven't signed up yet, please do that online so that you can participate. And I think I'm allowed to tell this, that we have a new location that has agreed to be a part of our program, and that's Ramco. Ramco is a framing company. And where are they located? Irmo. Okay, so they have just signed up to be one of our big sponsors for the year. So that's great. If you go there, please tell them thank you. And they will be on our list for you to sign up for on the public gallery program. Let's see. On Wednesday, November 12th, and this will be online as well, and you'll get a message about it too. The Chapin Art Trail is expanding, and we'll have a dedication for the sculpture that is at the St. Francis Resale Shop in Chapin. Does everyone know where that is? It's a little bit outside of town and across the railroad, but it's a beautiful sculpture that's there. And so we're going to have a formal dedication on November 12th at 1 o'clock. The sponsorship drive is well underway. We need to everybody get participating, because we want to get $8,000 this year, which would be $2,000 over what we got last year. And the great news is that to date, we've already gotten $1,850, and $1,325 are from brand new sponsors. So that's really good. So we need to get our other sponsors back, and we need to keep adding some more. So there's a sign-up sheet and paperwork you can take with you. If you need to know what businesses need to be approached, sign your name on there, and I'll email you some possibilities that you can pick from. We don't want to have too many people go to the same place. So we want to try to hit as many individual locations as possible. Let's see. I should mention two other new sponsors are the Color People in Newberry. That's a color design firm. And they've signed up. ARI Construction is a small construction company out of Columbia. And they are also a big sponsor for the coming year. and then Ramco. So we have those folks as new sponsors. And Kay, would you like to come up and speak about Still Hopes?
I don't think I need the microphone, but I guess for online I do. I did want to say I'm real excited that we've already gotten, I say 21 because that was what was in at lunchtime today, but it's 22 right now that have confirmed and paid. And we have 36 or 37 artworks. That bottom number, it can reach 50 anytime it wants to. The top number is my goal. And I'd like for 50 artists to participate, 50 different people's work to be seen at Still Hopes. And it's as I say, we normally sell 10% of what's there. We rarely have less than 10% sold. So please consider that. I am super excited about that. Also, I want to mention I'm over the spring show too. And we have some memorials. We have lost four of our members recently in the last year, and we have a memorial fund set up. If you'd like to donate to those funds to memorialize these people, we would greatly appreciate it. J.J. Casey, most of y'all remember our little vibrant firecracker, best way I can describe her. Then we had Faye Metz, one of the founding members of Crooked Creek Art League. And we had Ruth Demira, which he told us about last time, right at the meeting. She had just passed away the week before. And now we've lost BB Way. Yes. So, I mean, all of these are up. If you want to make a donation for them for a memorial fund, please do so. And I'm still saying, come on, 50 artists.
Thank you, Kay. You've already beat last year, right? 22? Yeah, good.
Number at this point. We had 39 entries last year total. I mean, 39 artists and 50 entries, but say the goal is 50 artists, 50 entries.
All right, let's help Kay out. Let's help all of us out and get 50 different artists. Yes.
The deadline for signing in is March 18th. If I'm right, it's after the next meeting, because if we had new members joined. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Still Hopes. Yeah, excuse me, November. Senior moment. But anyway, we did that so that if you were a new member and you joined, you'd have September, October, November. That would give you your 3 meetings that you have to do it. So if we get to that point, so those of you who are new, love to see your work. But, I'm pushing for the 50, and, please enter. I know a couple people have asked about, well, if I enter now, I don't have my piece finished yet. Well, enter with your piece. If we have to update, we'd prefer you wait and get it in when it's finished. But if not, we'll understand if you want to get it in to make sure you get there and update it as in that last week. But try not to put it off to the end. That's all I got to say. And those of you who are new, okay, the art is hanging. You'll bring it in on the 29th. We will judge the 30th, and the reception is December the 6th. It's all online. And pickup is January 31st. Go to the Still Hope show. It is on the website, I promise. You finding it? Yeah. But anyway, any other questions before I go back to my seat? And thank you for everybody who's helping. And thank you for all those who've entered already. Wait a minute. Ruby. Okay, right. Yes. And he's has been such a friend to our leader, so supportive. I think we should do a memorial. Okay, we'll put that through to the board.
Thank you. The suggestion from the floor was to honor Mayor Kuhn since he's passed. And so we'll take that up at the next board meeting and then inform everybody about that. And I've been told the funeral service is tomorrow if anyone's interested. All right. So next, we have the tradition of introducing new members. Are there any new members here tonight? Would you mind telling us your name and what type of art you do?
Hi, I'm Debbie Bauman, and I do acrylics on canvas, and that's what I do.
Okay, they look like stained glass. I'll be watching for them. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Do you come up here? My mic doesn't reach quite that far.
I'm Kimberly, Kimberly Hunt, and my medium is acrylic and wallpaper.
Okay. Okay.
Watercolor.
Welcome, Kimberly. Kimberly does watercolors and what was the other one? Oh, acrylics. Okay. Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Monica Jacobs, and I'm new to the area and new to the club as of this evening, basically. And I do photography and mixed media and printmaking mostly.
All right. Monica Jacobs. Okay, welcome, Monica. And you do photography, printmaking, and what was the other one? Mixed media. Okay, thank you. Welcome. It's not just mixed media. It is mixed media. Anyone else?
I'm
Yes.
sure, and I work in several different mediums. I'm just a canvas artist. Got it?
Sterling Long.
Sure.
Well, Shirley Long. Welcome. Thank you. Are there any guests here tonight? I know we have a few. Would you mind introducing yourself to me?
Very friendly. My name is Lisa and I'm Sekelle's friend, so I'm here supporting.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Any others? All right. Thank you very much. Okay, and we have one more thing on the business agenda. We are pleased to have Amy Brady, that's correct, yeah, from Artists for Africa. We mentioned that last month, and many of you are familiar with that program. So Amy's here just to talk briefly about the program and to answer any questions that you might have. But stand right by.
Okay. Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Thank you, Michael and Barbara, for keeping me connected with you guys. Yes, I'm with Artists for Africa. We are a nonprofit in Colombia that raises funds to support arts education in Kenya. We have school programs where we do music, drama, painting, dance, theater, drama theater. Well, okay, same. My brain went glitchy for a minute. But we provide that education in the schools. It's not part of their curriculum. So this is an opportunity these kids would not have to be exposed to the arts. So we love doing that. We also have our boarding house where we have promising young, particularly dancers, that we provide everything for: food, clothing, education. We now have 2 young men that are at East Carolina pursuing double majors in dance and other related dance business and dance engineering. Dance business, dance engineering. We have a young lady at College of Charleston and a young man at the North Carolina School of the Arts that's pursuing dance there as well. So we're raising college tuition now, which is daunting and exciting both, because these kids absolutely appreciate everything you do for them. The gratitude, the connection that you feel with these kids. I've had the pleasure of going to Kenya twice, and they have a piece of my heart without question. Our two biggest fundraisers, Postcard Art and Performance Series. Postcard Art is where you can help us. I have canvases. My lovely model here showing them. It's a great way for you to express your art. It is the 4x6. However, and I think this was a little new information I was going to throw out tonight, we have an area called Off the Wall. So if you dabble in a medium that doesn't fit on a 4x6, if you are into pottery, you're into textiles, if you make jewelry, if you make a basket, any of that kind of stuff, we actually have a section that we can promote that art as well. And as far as promoting, I also do a lot of our social media. I'm going to go home tonight and make a post about coming to see you guys at Crooked Creek. We also, when you complete your art, if you have a website or if you have Facebook and you want to promote your participation, we want to cross promote you. So we want to just build that community of supporting each other. Participating artists get a free ticket. The event is at the Hilton Garden Inn downtown. We have a cocktail hour, and then the doors open. And when I say the doors open, we have people that'll stand in line for half the cocktail hour to get in to buy the art, because it is all first come, first serve. Art is displayed by title, but not by artist. And I love that, because I think it just really opens people's mind. You know, it's not, I've come to buy this person, I've come to buy what I fall in love with. And so I just think it's a great way to promote art and just to promote displaying your passion. So I will be here after the meeting. I've got canvases over there. I've got all the paperwork. Can I get hands of people that participated in the past? Got a few people. Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you again for inviting me tonight. I was going to keep this really short because I know y'all got a lot, but any questions that might be helpful for the group. And then, like I said, I will stay to the end. And February 16th. So I wanted, last year, Barbara was so kind to reach out, and I think it was December, early January. So we wanted to avoid that this year, give you more time. And again, it can be the 4x6. If you have painted a larger canvas that maybe you're just not sure, we can use that as well. But the 4x6 is the primary, but we do take all forms for it. February 16th, I believe is what I've got on the paper. Yes, ma'am. Not really. I would limit it probably tonight, just so that I can get as many people that want to participate. So I don't want to use up all my canvases tonight. You paint your 2 canvases and you're like if you have an idea for a series. I mean, we do have some people that'll paint like something, you know, because it's a small size, they might be like, well, I'm going to paint 2 birds that would look lovely on your wall together. I mean, so, you know, if you've got an idea like that and you're like, I'd really like to do something else and I need some more, you're going to obviously reach back out to me. Yeah. Thank you. Where are they turned in? They are turned into Turning Point, which is downtown Columbia. But if we, you know, if I needed to come back in January, if there was enough people that were like, I'm going to have mine ready in when's your February meeting? So it'd be after the deadline. They can be mailed in. Oh, I could come back to that meeting on the 16th and do a group pickup if that would be helpful. So that way, because I know, I live in Lexington. I know if you live out here, getting to downtown Columbia is a haul. So I would be honored to come back and collect those if that would be helpful. I'll put that on my calendar. So.
I mean, I'm taking it to dumpster and stuff. I'd rather donate it to you.
Absolutely.
The, you know, framed and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can bring it to that meeting. And like I said, we can display it in the off the wall section.
Take the car on Mondays in Lexington, I can bring it to you too.
Totally.
Okay.
Love that. Make a noise. Any other questions? And again, I'm going to be over at the table. I want to keep this moving because I know y'all have a lot of business to cover. So I can answer any questions over there. But thank you, thank you, thank you. These kids mean the world to me. Like I said, I went to Kenya. I got to go and see the arts programs in person and to see what those kids were doing. And it just means the world. We're not going to solve the whole world's problems, but we're in one little corner. We're doing one little change. So thank you.
Thank you, Amy. We appreciate it. Next, we have the introduction of our speaker for the month.
Hi, I'm Bobby Mann. And I would like to introduce to you someone who's got some incredible work that generated a lot of interest when she brought it last year at the end of the season for our May meeting. And I have been dying to hear this. So this is Sekelle Nathan. And please welcome her. I'm very pleased that she's here.
Hey. Can everybody hear me?
It should be.
Yep, it's unmuted now.
Okay. Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Sekelle Nathan, and I'm so excited to present today. When Bobby reached out to me and was like, hey, we need an October presenter. There was some interest in your art. Would you like to come talk about it? I was like, will I? As if that's even a question. So Bobby and Michael, they're passing out some affirmation cards that will be part of the presentation. And while they're doing that, I'm going to pull some of this stuff over here so I don't have a blank wall behind me. And I think I got it. I know I'm one of those, those people who are like, can I help? And they're struggling with like 3 tons of stuff. And they're like, no, I got it. That's me, for better or worse. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Okay.
So what's first?
So I actually have slides.
We're going with some technical issues.
Oh, can I run it from my laptop?
You might be able to posting on here and converting it to PDF.
Oh, okay. Well, I did have slides prepared that tell a great story. And if they come up, then we can go through those. But if not, we'll just have to wing it. Excellent. No, so well, good evening, everyone. My name is Sekelle Nathan. Like I said, I'm very excited to speak with you guys today. The title of my presentation is Manifestation Over Mastery, Becoming the GOAT. It's pronounced GOAT, G-O-A-T, but it's spelled J-O-A-T. And I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. Bobby and Michael, they were very kind in handing out these little cards. So, and you can see on the card in the front, it says become the GOAT.
and it's a jack of all trades. Oh, there we go. So we can go to the next slide. I think you skipped one slide. Okay, so I know sometimes when you're having a presentation, things come up, right? You might have to run out, you get a call, you won the lottery and you have to go cash your ticket right away. So if you end up having to leave, this right here is the main point of my whole presentation. I am here to talk about the power of trying. And as a little memento, I brought an affirmation card. It's a G.O.A.T affirmation. And on the back, you see it says, I will embrace the power of trying and I will. And what I'd like you guys to do is just take a couple of minutes and write down something that you've always wanted to try, but you haven't because you felt like you're not ready, you don't have the skill set yet, you don't practice enough, just, anything that big or small. So just go ahead and write it down. You should have gotten a pen as well. I brought pens too, because I know I never have a pen. And I didn't want that to be a blocker for anyone being able to write down just any idea that you've always wanted to do. Okay. So while you're writing that down, I can talk about me. My second favorite topic, no, it's my first. I was just joking. So a little bit about me. I was born in Trinidad. I graduated from Howard University. I have that up there. That just seems to be like the same generic stuff that everyone always gets up and says about themselves. So people do ask me, though, how long have you been in South Carolina? We moved here in 2018, and we love it. The weather here is great. The people here are great. And then I thought we'd have a little bit of a game. So I don't know if you're familiar with Two Truths and a Lie. I've got 3 statements about myself up there, and you guys have to figure out which one of them is the lie. So, statement 1, I have been on TV in 3 countries. Statement 2, I have visited every country in the Caribbean. Statement number 3, I was a runner-up in a beauty pageant. Okay, show of hands. Who thinks it's number 1? That number 1 is the lie. Who thinks number 1 is the lie? Okay, we've got 1 for number 1. Okay, who thinks it's number 2? Okay, that's a big group. And who thinks it's number 3? What are you saying? I'm ugly? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm just kidding. Not that you're saying that, but yeah. Anyhow. Okay, so it's number 2. I have not visited every, and I also can't spell country. Maybe that's how, maybe because I knew I was lying and that was why I couldn't do it right. So no, I have not visited every country in the Caribbean, but if anyone wants to help me turn that into the truth, I am willing, like we can do that, like totally. I have been on TV in 3 countries. I was on a local drama in my homeland of Trinidad. I was on Fast Money in the audience here in the States. And I did like a book review for a talk show in the UK when I lived there. And again, at home, I always wanted to be in a beauty pageant, and then I had a chance to. And yeah, I was first runner-up. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to come over here?
That's a little bit back behind the podium. Now you're right,
Okay. Oh, there is a camera. Okay. Although, okay. So and this is a picture of my lovely family. My wonderful husband is at the back helping me record for TikTok. And that is my eldest on my right, Austin, my middle son in the blue, the lighter blue on the left, Mikkel, and then our youngest, David, who's 8. And that's our family. That's an Easter Sunday picture. Aw, Thank you. Okay, so here, I don't know if you guys have seen like when the websites came out, you might be like, okay, who's GOAT and who's the core appeal? So I think it's very important to have that artistic vision. And I don't know, I guess I just have big vision and I had to split it into two. So essentially, I'm developing two brands. I've got my luxury home accents brand, the Core Appeal, and my fine arts brand, G.O.A.T Artworks. And the big difference, I think, between the two is that the functional sculptures that I make under the brand Core Appeal, they have a story, which I think is what separates my my art, home decor art, from just regular home decor. I think regular home decor is beautiful, but you don't get the story behind it. There isn't a story to it. It came out of a factory. There's like a million like them. They're mass produced. Whereas, you know, my pieces have a story. Some of them I literally bled making them. They've got heart, they've got, you know, sweat, tears. So they have a story behind them. And then for the work, my fine arts work that I do with G.O.A.T Artworks, they tell a story. So there's this piece here that I'm very proud of first, and there is a story behind it. And if you guys want to know the story, oh, let me tell you the story. So this piece here, now this is actually a print of first. The original is right now in Charleston. It was accepted into the Moja Art Festival Juried Art Show. It is the only Moss art piece in that show, so I was very excited. That show celebrates African American and Caribbean culture. I created this piece to celebrate Black excellence. For me, when I think of Black excellence, my first thought was our former VP, Kamala Harris. And so she's our first female vice president, our first Black vice president. She is our first vice president that went to an HBCU. We both went to Howard. She is our first vice president of Caribbean descent. Her dad is Jamaican. I'm from Trinidad. So I felt like a little, you know, quite a few connections to her. And, you know, and this really is to celebrate her legacy. She broke a lot of ceilings. I think regardless of politics, she broke a lot of ceilings. And just to celebrate that legacy. And I was like, well, what celebrates her legacy? Like what speaks, like what says Kamala Harris? And I remember when she was running, she'd have like all her nice suits and then her Chuck Taylors. These are her Chuck Taylors. And then there's the first hair, and I've got a slide you'll see where it's got like some of the details of how I made it. So that's my artistic vision, and that's how I'm developing developing that vision, so that with the two brands, I can stay true to the message of each brand. The Core Appeal is about the beauty of imperfection. It's about transformation. Whereas G.O.A.T Artwork is about experimentation. It's about trying. It's about doing things even when they don't seem to make sense. And you'll hear that story. So let's go to the next slide. I don't know. Why don't you tag her? I'm on IG. Tag her on IG and maybe she will. Okay, so just to tell a little bit about my story, I've always been a creative person. My creativity has found many expressions, many different expressions over the years. At one point, I used to decorate cakes, not TV worthy at all, but better than, you know, somebody who just slapped it together in their backyard. So somewhere between those two ends of the scale. And then, you know, from there, I kind of graduated to doing home renovations. So this is me. We on our previous house, we did a huge renovation downstairs. That's me installing windows over a stairwell. Probably not the safest way to do that, but sometimes you just got to get it done, right? And that's what you can see the picture of the inside. So that's what the installed windows look like in the finished kitchen. And then from there, I moved to upstyling decor. I made like bathroom vanities, kitchen tables. So, just once I envision something, and that's what really drives me. I see things, I become inspired, I get an image in my mind, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to know what this looks like in real life. And that's kind of what drives me and keeps me up at 2, 3 in the morning, building or painting art or something. Next slide. So cue the moss art. And big shout out to my friend Lisette. So back in February, Lisette is she's an organizer. So she is the owner and founder of Organized Living, and she does a fabulous job, by the way. If you see her pictures online, her befores and afters is like amazing. Like you wouldn't believe it's the same space. So she also is part of the service that she provides her customers, her clients. She does some interior design. And she had a customer that needed she wanted to do a moss art panel for her customer. And for the size that she wanted, it would have run into the thousands. Now, Lisette was like, I know you do art and, home decor pieces. Would you do a moss art panel? I had never done a moss art panel before. I had heard of them. To be honest, I didn't really get them. But I was like, you know what? Sure. What size do you need? She was thinking 4 feet by 4 feet. Now, most people, you're trying something for this first time, you do it small, right? No, not I. No. I was like, yep, I can do a 4 foot by 4 foot moss art panel. I'm going to just go for it. Well, after I started and laid it out, now I had a design and I could have done it, but with the budget that we were looking at, I'm like, yeah, that budget is not going to cover 4 feet by 4 feet. So as you can see, after I had started gluing in the moss, we decided to cut it in half. So I took a circular saw, mounted that thing up on rails, and sawed it down the middle and cut it into 4 feet by 2 feet. So you see the two halves. Well, the story has a happy ending. You can see what the moss art piece came out. A beautiful 4 feet by 2 feet piece. The client loved it. Lisette loved it. I loved it. And it was funny because when I work on moss art, at least, I have it laying flat. So, occasionally I'd put it up and, to see how it's going along. But when I finished it, when I put in the last piece of moss and it was finished, it was flat. I was talking with my son. I laid it up against the wall but I didn't look at it yet. I was talking to my son. And then I just kind of glanced back and saw it vertical. And I was like, oh, now I get it. I didn't get it before, but seeing that piece finished on the wall in its 4 foot by 2 foot glory, I was like, yes, and more please. So that was how I got started in moss art, and I have just loved working with moss, loved the way that you get inspiration for it. And of course, I'm inspired to start, but I'm also like, what else can I do with this? That's what I always ask. So, next slide. So that piece was a success, but not every piece I've done has been as successful. And, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like, I got on Reddit all the time. So I went on Reddit and there was all these people posting saying, hey, how much would you pay for this? How much would you pay for that? I'm like, oh, I've got a piece I really love. Let me ask how much people would pay for it. Okay. Well, I asked and did I get some answers? Oh my gosh. And people were like mean, clever, but mean. One person responded, $5 if my kid was selling it. There's nothing super special about it. We make crafts like this with the kids at my job for Mother's Day presents. Well, at least they would give it to their mom. I mean, that's like a plus, right? Someone said $2.99 because it'd be at a thrift store. You can laugh. I laughed. I mean, I was upset at the time, but now I can laugh about it. Pay, you mean how much you need to pay me to get rid of it for you? I know, right? Well, internet warriors. But and you put something up on the internet, you put yourself out there. Sometimes that's the kind of feedback you get back. So next slide. So, but it wasn't all bad. I put the funny ones up here, the mean ones. Because I just wanted to show, hey, sometimes that's the feedback you get, and that's the reaction you get to your art. And but I did get some, constructive criticism that really made me think about what I'd made and make me realize, what, there were things that I could have done differently that would have made it more realistic to what I was trying to portray, that would have, improved the composition. I got some good feedback. And, I did have a moment where I stopped and thought to myself, should I go back and fix it? Should I go implement these ideas? And, in talking with other people, I got other advice too, because even in that same post, people who had gone and looked at my other work, so like, for example, Secret Beach, which is down at the bottom, people who saw pictures of that on my profile online, they were like, that's beautiful. Why don't you just stick to stuff like that and not do things that are more realistic or representative? And I was like, you have to know when to say when, right? Do I say when? Nah. I left it just the way it was. I was like, you know what? I love it. And if I love it, that's good enough. And not just that, what kind of artist would I be if at the first sign of judgment, I went and changed my art? It would mean I totally lacked any conviction. And I'm like, no, this is my piece. This is what I'm presenting to the world. Even if it just generates a bunch of negative comments, that post on Reddit, if you go back 1 second, that had 230 comments on it. So it might have been bad art, but it started a conversation. And that is like the most posts I've ever had on any of my posts on Reddit. And that post also has over 30,000 views. So sometimes even your bad art could still be good art. So don't let people tell you no. And then as for, should I make more traditional pieces? Well, no, because like we talked about with First, which is not traditional moss art. This is a more representative piece. This is moss art that tells a story. This piece is in a jury show. It's my third piece that's been accepted to an art exhibit, or fourth piece has been accepted to an art exhibit. And I'm making prints of them. And at the art festival the past weekend, I sold my first print. And it was up first. So, sometimes you have to know what is good advice to take and what is good advice to be like, maybe put the next piece. So the feedback I get, I will implement it. But for what I've done and what I feel convicted about, what I love, I'm going to go for it. Next slide. Okay, so I know this is what a lot of people have been wanting to hear about. So like I was saying, I like to experiment. Now, and I should have put a slide with this, put this on my slide, but I didn't go to art school. I went to the art school of YouTube. And there are some YouTubers, I don't know, you guys, some of you might be familiar with Ultimate Papier-Mâché. .com. It's a YouTube channel. Her name is Joni, and I don't remember her last name, but she's been talking about papier-mâché for years, and she's got all sorts of different recipes, and she does these beautiful sculptures, very inspiring. And there was another guy, Casa. Oh, I'm terrible. But there are a couple of YouTubers that, I watch their videos and I'm like, oh my God, I have to try that. And this is the result. So I do several different techniques for my upstyling. The first picture you see, it's that's where I applied textured paint. So I do that technique where you mix your acrylic paint with like cornstarch or baking soda, and then you apply it to the vase. And you can see how it's gone from being a very smooth texture, and now it has that kind of textured, earthy feel to it. I like to embellish when I upstyling something. So in the second piece, I added the 4 angled handles to it. So, and then again, finished it with that textured paint technique. The one at the end, and I've got you guys, you know, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, check out my Instagram, because I've got videos that shows the actual process for all of these. But yeah, that 29-inch concrete vase on the right started out as a trash can at the top, a beach ball in the middle, and a plastic bowl thing at the bottom. And from there, I applied fabric soaked in cement, and I covered the whole piece with that. And then went it over again with another layer of cement, colored cement, and then painted it, glued on individually each of the little embellishments that's on it. Painted that, filled in the seams so it would look seamless, and then did like an aging technique. So brown antique wax, dirt on the bottom, rub it in, and just kind of do that a little bit all over so it has that aged patina. I do that a lot on my pieces to get that aged look. And that was the result. I would have brought it tonight, but it's heavy and tall and big. Oh, but what I did bring tonight is my piece Gala. And she is spinning in all her beauty over on my right. And I call her Gala. You could probably tell. I feel like she is in a evening gown, ready to go off to the ball. And that's one where, again, I added, and this is where, you know, sometimes I get to recycle. So I started off with an animal cracker jar at the bottom. It's a pretzel jar in the middle, and then a juice bottle on the top. So snacks and a drink. You can probably tell I have an 8-year-old. And then I used foil to create the armature for her arms. And, you know, when I started off with this, I did not know this was how it would turn out. That was a vision that evolved. Sometimes I know what it is that I want to create. Other times I just kind of make it up as I go. And this is one that I did make up as I go. But as I started seeing it come together, I was like, oh my gosh, she is beautiful. She needs a gown. So that's how that turned out. And then the last piece I also work on lamps sometimes, and that's one that I covered with papier-mâché clay, and I wanted it to look like something that, you know, like an orb that'd been pulled from the ground, but that had gold laced into it. So that's and then it has gold base. So that's one of my techniques where I primarily work with, I start with an object and then upstyle it or transform it. But another technique that I use, I also work with molds. So for the first one, I actually used a bowl and molded the papier-mâché clay over it. The second one actually this one I started with a piece too. That actually started out, you know, the plastic bowls from like Dollar Tree, those plastic party bowls. That's what that is. Let me get it and show you. So this is what a coat of cement or 2 or 3 will do. So here it is, and it's glossy on the inside because at a great suggestion from a friend, I coated the inside with the resin to make it food safe. So when I see this, doesn't anybody else just see this full of like tortilla chips with salsa bowls around it? Yeah, right? We should have a salsa party just so we can fill this up with chips. Yeah, and when you feel the weight of it, yeah. Yeah, but if you think, well, you can pass it around. Everybody get a chance to feel it is. Um, Imagine that started off. You know how light that plastic is? Yeah. But now it's got some weight and heft to it, but it's still pretty light for, a cement bowl. And it's durable, it's functional. And that's something that would be under my Decor Appeal brand, where it has a story. Doesn't necessarily tell a story, but it has a story, and it's functional and sculptural and beautiful. And then the last one is poured cement. So I've got, and that one's here too, I think. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, so this one's poured cement, and the texture on it's really smooth and pretty. That one you can pass around too. And then thirdly, there's my moss. So next slide. So I also do my moss art panel. So that's like the panels that you see here. There is first in the making. I know we've all seen what it looks like finished. So I included some pictures of how it was when I was making it. You can see there's actually cardboard that I used to elevate the moss that's underneath there. And it's got all of our VPs first written in. So I did write down first Black, first female, first HBCU, go Bison, HU. And then a piece that I did for a giveaway, I call that Shot Through the Heart. Guess why? This piece is here tonight, chaotic. I think I was just in a chaotic mood, like just, the world was kind of burning down around me. And that's how I see that piece, that the world is burning down. Beautiful, but it's on fire. And then, and then I also have prints of those. And I just love how it translated to print, and it looks beautiful on those postcards. I love them. And then the last one is called River of Life. So that is in a exhibit. The original is in an exhibit in Matthews, North Carolina. And the story of that one, it kind of tells that it was the theme of the exhibit, and the soul learns its worth. And it tells the story of life. You've got the mountains at the beginning, and it's the four rivers like in the Garden of Eden, and they flow into the river, and that river is our life. We're born and we go along this river. We encounter hard rocks. There's like a rock island in the middle. We encounter hard rocks. We encounter challenges. But there's still beauty and there's still life, and you have the trees growing on the hard rocks. So it's hard, but it's still beautiful. And then you continue on that journey, and then you come to your lake of eternal rest. And it's beautiful, and there's bright, and it's lovely. And that's where, in that journey, the soul learns its worth. So that's, again, like how I use moss to create art that tells a story. And then, next slide. And then, of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't try something just to try. Not necessarily the stuff I'm good at, but hey, if it inspires me and I want to see it, I'm like, you know what, let's just try it. The first one, so this is something I've been working on for a couple of weeks now. I want to create a pourable paper clay that dries fast and is strong. So I don't know if you can see all the broken pieces in that picture. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to keep trying. I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. The piece in the middle, now I actually call that piece Jack of all trades. That's what G.O.A.T, J-O-A-T stands for, Jack of all trades. Because, and the reason I call that Jack of all trades and not vase on a desk is it incorporates so many of the different techniques that I like to use. So there is paint, and I drew and painted the trees in the window. The window itself is hot glue that I painted white. The vase is cardboard that I finished in my textured technique, applying the baking soda and then painting it in. The flowers on it, it's actually 3D. So those are fabric flowers that I treated with fabric salt, fabric stiffener. So they have that 3D effect. And then again, the little bonsai tree that's next to it, that's driftwood with moss at the top. It's got the cardboard. So it just incorporates all the different techniques that I like to use. Even carpentry, because it's sitting on an actual strip of cherry wood. So it actually is sitting on a cherry wood desk. And then I was at an art exhibit and I saw the most beautiful flower painting that someone did. And I was like, that is gorgeous. I want to do that. So I watched a YouTube video or 3. And I think the hibiscus was the easiest. Oh, it looks like a hibiscus, right? You guys can tell.
Yes.
Okay. And I thought the hibiscus was like the easiest one to start with. But again, you know me, right? Most normal people, you're going to try something for the first time. You might do a little 5 by 5, 6. No, that is 2 feet by 2 feet. Yes, because I just don't know, I don't know why I do this to myself. But yeah, so, trying something new. And I really hope that, as you guys listen to me and you hear my journey, that you start to realize there can be so much excitement and joy, and there can be so much good that comes from just trying. So, what's the next slide? Yeah, so I mean, lessons learned. Curiosity is more important than expertise. Stay curious, stay wondering, and try. Imperfection can be beautiful. This piece here, this is a piece that got panned on. Oh, let me hold it up. This is the piece from Reddit. It's not perfect, but it's beautiful. Imperfection can be beautiful. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Just because you can't make it perfect doesn't mean that you shouldn't make it. You should. And then, failing forward, because sometimes the things that you think are a failure, I can't tell you how many pieces I've done where I thought it didn't come out good, and then someone else, and I'm sure you guys have all experienced it too, right? Where someone else comes and sees it and they're like, oh my gosh, I love this. So, even if, and I've got pieces, let me grab one. So here's an example. So this is a piece that I've been working on. It's crooked. I don't know if you can see that the leg is crooked, which is why I haven't really put it out for sale. But even though it's a piece that kind of feels like a failure, you'll notice I still have it. I haven't smashed it. I haven't trashed it. I'm holding on to it because it's not a failure. It's just a piece that I haven't succeeded with yet. And I'm going to keep working on it and I will figure something out. I'm going to figure something out. So yeah, fail forward. And then, and that kind of comes back to the title of the presentation, manifestation over mastery. I believe manifestation is the only skill worth mastering. And when I say that, what I mean is that being an expert in what you do is great, but it's when you do it that it really becomes meaningful. And guess what? You don't have to wait to be an expert for it to be meaningful. If you just do it, it's meaningful. So manifestation over mastery. And the cards that you guys have, if you have written down whatever that, does anybody want to share what they wrote down on their card? Oh, oh, you have to call me. I want to help. That sounds fantastic. Anybody else? Ooh, I want to see that. She said she wants to turn her kitchen cabinets into folk art. That sounds really cool. Oh my gosh. I have to see the pictures. Anyone else? Well, what's important is that you've written down your idea. And I hope you take the card with you, put it up somewhere in your house where you'll see it every day. And the more you see it is the more inspired you feel. And someday you will start that idea. And when you do, tag me on Instagram because I want to see it. Um, so, I'd like to at this point to invite you guys to join me on my artistic journey. We can all do this together. How can you join me? Well, you can be an ambassador if you want to support me as an artist. You can be an ambassador, follow me on Instagram, like, follow, comment, share. You can become a collector. All the artwork you see is available for purchase, available to be acquired. And you can shop either Decor Appeal Cola or J.O.A.T Artworks online. Or you can become a patron of the arts. I do have a GoFundMe that I use to support my artistic endeavors. I use the donated funds for getting the displays. And as you can see, I do a lot of trial and error. And there is a lot of error in those trials. So it means that, as artists, our materials are expensive, like all in their own. But I have a lot of R&D costs because you see all the stuff that works, but there's a lot of stuff that didn't work. And those, still cost as well. So when you support me on GoFundMe, you help me keep experimenting. And, that's stuff that I bring back and I share with the world and share with my community and share with my artist peers. So if that inspires you and you want to support it, then you can do that too. And that it just takes you to a page with all those links.
I think that is a character with the one thing like that.
Oh, thank you. The reason it failed is because it tips right over. If you try to put stuff in it, it'll tip over. So I need to figure out how to make it not do that. But I definitely appreciate that. And I think the leg is cute too. I think it's cute. It does give it character. Perfection is boring. So anyone have any questions?
Or is it come in different
Yes.
colors?
So I get my moss from a vendor on Amazon, and they harvest the moss from the forest floor. They process it, so it's not living moss. You don't have to water it or anything. And they also color it. So they give it natural colors, so it'll keep its color. But they also do other colors that, allow you to be more creative in how you put the moss together. So yes, the red moss, it doesn't come red. It doesn't come from the ground red. They color it and dye it red and the different colors. Yes? I have not had anyone ask me about that yet, but I would love to give it a try. Somebody give me a reason. I'll try it. Any other questions? Okay, I'll be around afterwards in case you do. In closing, so to close, you don't need mastery to create greatness. You just need to manifest the vision inside you. That sounds really good. I have to confess, ChatGPT came up with that line. And if you ask me about it, I'll tell you that I use ChatGPT not for my art, but for like creating presentations, research, a business plan, that type of stuff. And I also use it sometimes for Bible research. And I think my ChatGPT is saved. So it gives us hope in the AI apocalypse. There'll be evil robots trying to get us, but I think there will still be some good ones trying to save us, the ones that, you know, see themselves as Christians. So that's like totally for free. So please, for inspired minds, visit my GoATartworks.com website, where you'll find art that's experimental, art that tells a story, art that helps bring the human condition to life, and just shows why it's important to just try. And then if you are transforming a space in your house and you want a statement piece, you want something that when people come over and see it, they're like, oh my gosh, where did you find that? If you want something that has a story, that has an origin, then please visit Decora Pilcola. And you can always email me if you have any questions. And that's my how you find me on social media. And that's my presentation. Thank you. Yeah, I turned it back on.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
You're very inspiring. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. So. Can you take the it's got 5. Yeah. So however. 1 and 50. Just random numbers.
We do a giveaway at the end to anyone who attended in person, and we call out a number. This time it'll be between 1 and 53. And we ask our
7. Because I am 7 of 11. $52, because I am also always late and I feel you. Um, 23, Michael Jordan.
on time.
Timme.
You're just lucky. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, we should let the people online see it.
Oh.
Can I grab that? Let's show it to the people online.
Show people.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Did everybody see? Isn't that awesome? Oh, is it?
No, that isn't it.
But one of these is by the same artist? Oh, it looks like one that won award. Oh, yeah, this is really cool. I love this. You're double lucky, John. And 2.
Kimberly Hunt.
Kimberly Hunt. Kimberly Hunt.
And 12.
Marilyn Rawls.
Where's she is? Back row. Anybody out in the hallway? This is also a.
Oh, and 17, because that's how many years my wonderful husband has been making me happy. Oh, and For number 17.
Francis Davis.
So she gets a piece of my mustard. And this can hang on the wall and sit on your desk. So you have multiple choices. Thank you. And thank you again, guys. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for attending tonight. Thanks everyone on the Zoom call for attending. All you folks that are home Zooming, please give us feedback so we can continue to make improvements to how we do the call. Thanks everyone. Have a safe drive home.